Okay, we're gonna try something here. Um, I want to talk about some cool shit from history that I like to talk about. In the meantime, I'm gonna be driving, modifying, racing a cool car that kind of matches the vibe of what we're talking about. For some reason, I felt like a Shelby GT500 really matched the vibe of cigarettes. Couldn't tell you why, it just seemed to work. Before we get into it, I want to say I'm not a pussy. I do know how to drive stick. My shifter's not working. I drive stick every day. In fact, it's my daily driver is a manual car. I know how to heel toe shift. I know racing footwork entirely. However, my shifter's not working. Also, I'm going to be talking about some shit while I race this car. I don't want to be dealing with racing footwork while I'm doing that. Maybe we'll do that in the future when my shifter's fixed. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to be a little bit gay-pilled, and use the paddles. Anyway, tobacco. Tobacco was probably discovered by some Aztecs or Mayan guys whenever, and they were probably burning tobacco as an incense, probably inhaled that shit, realized, whoa, that feels incredible. Let's just start inhaling this shit purely. And that's, tobacco. A few thousand years later, Europeans come by, take the tobacco back to Europe, get all of Europe addicted to tobacco. Usually they're smoking this shit through pipes and cigars, especially in Spain, they're using cigars. Now, cigars are expensive, right? Trying to get used to this car. This is like 69ing, dude. This is like, am I supposed to get my sucked or eat the pussy? What am I supposed to do here? Anyway, Spain, cigars are expensive. You got homeless people addicted to tobacco in the same way they are today, Newports and whatnot. What they're going to do is pick up the cigar butts that are thrown out by the rich, wrap that tobacco in discarded newspaper or whatever. Yeah, your first cigarette. There you go. There's also the Crimean War a little bit later on, a similar thing where everyone's out of cigars. The Turks, or I guess Ottomans, start wrapping tobacco in paper. Cigarettes. So no one really knows where the cigarette originally came from. It's a lot of these sources very similar to that. Cigarettes are practical. They're easy. Cheap. Easy to smoke. Take no time to smoke. Right? I'm not driving this car well. I'm not used to it. This car handles like a fucking mobility scooter. Philip Morris, company out of the UK, starts the first cigarette company. Right? Hand-rolled Turkish cigarettes. Still kind of they're hand-rolled, right? This is hard to make. They're in short supply. But then some guy in Mexico, whose name I can't remember right now, I'm going to edit that in. He makes a cigarette rolling machine, patents it. It's not that great. I think it made something like 4,000 cigarettes a day, which is not a lot. A few years later, I think it was 1881, I have the name up here, James Bonsack patented a really good cigarette rolling machine. I can't drive and talk. When something like that comes up, man, when you can easily make a product that, makes money, a lot of companies are going to form. And that's exactly what happened around the turn of the century. Just tons and tons of cigarette companies coming out with this, using this new machine. I'm going to try to hit this turn right. On Road Atlanta, this turn up here is so fucking fun. If you can hit it right, you got to be in about, I'd say, third on this car. Barely touch the brakes, kind of trail brake that. I could have taken that way faster, but we're getting used to the car. That turn sucks. That turn will fuck you, as you can see there. Turn of the century, cigarette companies are going to use the women's movement, right, to market their... It's just very similar to the way in June all these companies will put pride flags in their logos. That's what they do with the Women's March and stuff. They have the Torches of Freedom, calling cigarettes Torches of Freedom, and they show, like, women marching, smoking cigarettes, right? Now, this kind of, like, played into the next thing I'm going to talk about, but around this time, not a lot of people know this, cigarettes were considered very feminine. Like, men smoke cigars, men smoke pipes. Cigarettes, that's for women. They're delicate, they're light, and they're quick to smoke. Women, gay. Cigarettes are gay. If you saw a guy smoking a cigarette, that was gay. This could have been due to the marketing during the women's rights movement, but I'm so used to driving without ABS. Cigarettes are gay. They're gay. You're gay if you smoke a cigarette. That's gay. That's what women do. torches of freedom. We don't like women to have rights. That's going to be a reoccurring thing in this video because cigarettes are considered feminine, and cigarette companies are really going to be trying to get out of that. Now, in World War I, understand that cigarettes started being given out in soldiers' rations because they're easy, they're tactical. You know, you want everything to be tactical in the military. Cigars are not tactical, they're not practical either. Big, take a long time to smoke. Cigarette companies take advantage of this when World War II comes around. They start just even giving soldiers even more cigarettes than is in their rations, right? Let's actually fucking modify this car, okay? I want to give you some stimulus up here, so you don't have to watch fucking Family Guy clips or some shit. We're gonna fuck with the brakes first off. I don't like those brakes at all. Let's get some race brakes on there. Get some weight reduction. Definitely tires. Should we put drag radials on it? Make them bitches wide. They want soldiers to be completely addicted to cigarettes because, for one thing, there's so many things here. For one thing, this is one of the first wars that has video cameras, right? And people can go to the theater and see this war playing out. When they see our boys, when a 16, 15-year-old kid sees their 18-year-old brother in the war smoking a fucking cigarette, now that shit looks really cool. Soldiers are the coolest guys. They're the most masculine men, and they're out there smoking cigarettes all the time, killing Japs, right? I want to get ready to race. Road Atlanta's tricky, but I know it. I know it really well. I know how to take the turns. I've never driven this track. Let's try that, and let's make it rain. All these soldiers just smoking so many cigarettes throughout this war, they come back, they're gonna only get cigarettes. You know, they might smoke a cigar here and there, but oh my god, everyone's just addicted to fucking cigarettes now because of this war. And we know this, guys. I mean, the 50s, right after this war, 50s are fucking all about cigarettes. Like, everyone's smoking. So I actually have the number up here. 1954. 45% of American adults smoke. That's a lot. Let's see what we got here. All right. Oh, yeah, that's handling way better, even in the rain. Ooh, those brakes are so much better. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. What is this fucking track? I've never even heard of this. What is this track, chat? Ooh, brakes are a little bit too fucking... Okay. Another marketing tactic that these cigarette companies are using is doctors, right? Everyone knows that doctors used to say cigarettes were healthy, but what they don't know is most of that wasn't real. There was no real doctor saying that. This was set up by those companies because you could do that back then. That was fine. That wasn't illegal to set up fake doctors or just not even anyone at all. Just have someone at the company writing a pamphlet, hey, camels are... they make your dick hard, something like that, right? And then they hand that pamphlet to doctors. Doctors spread the information because doctors are retarded, right? Especially back then. This is going to be really hard to race and talk because I'm not driving to my full potential right now. It takes so much focus to actually drive fast. That's what makes these videos fun, though. So, yeah, back to the 50s when 45% of U.S. adults smoke. This is right at the same time that the first studies come out saying, hey, this shit causes lung cancer, or it might. There are certain studies linking tobacco usage to lung cancer. It's like kind of there. It's kind of in the foreground, just like, by the way, it might. The tobacco industry instantly responds to this and forms something I think it was the Tobacco Industry Research Committee. Fuck my ass. Here we go. Yeah, they form a research committee with their own scientists just to disprove that there's any link to lung cancer here. This isn't a real research committee at all. These aren't real scientists or anything. I mean, they are kind of, but their only purpose is to disprove all the information coming out about cigarettes. They're not actually looking at the cigarettes. They're looking at the information coming out from real scientists and saying, this is why that's bullshit. Now, the reason you do this is because it creates a debate in the media. This is a huge topic in the media right now, right? If you have a person debating it, it makes half of the population go, oh, maybe it is bullshit. It creates doubt, if that makes any sense. Smart. I mean, honestly, it's very smart. It's a smart tactic. They know psychology at a time when psychology is not even really thought about that much. That's what's so interesting. That's why I want to make this video, man. The genius of these evil companies, it's incredible to read about and stuff. Yeah, this thing handles great. Oh, fuck me. Shit. God damn it. It was handling really well. So they have this research committee and whatnot. And that shit's funny as fuck. Because at the same time as they're saying, no, these are fine. There's nothing wrong with these cigarettes. They're completely healthy. They start putting out cigarettes on the market with low tar filters and shit. And they're like, maybe smoke these. They kind of market it like these are healthier. Like, oh wait, I thought you were saying the fucking cigarettes were healthy just the way they are. I'm just going to say, fuck it. I'm going to erase this thing. This is going to be fun. This is where the fun begins. Who said that? Is that Anakin that says that? Next video is just going to be watching Revenge of the Sith while I talk about the history of condoms or something along those lines. It's not. I'm not going to do that. That would be boring. This is way more fun. What do I want to do? I want to fuck with the engine a little bit. It's fucking fast already. I'm barely touching the gas in these turns because I'll fucking spin it. I want to cam it. Let's get some cams on there. I want to hear the supercharger. This is gonna fucking... I'm gonna spin this thing so much. Dude, let's get some fucking racing spark plugs on this thing and coils, as if that does shit. I want a race transmission for sure. I could do a Viper swap. Nah, maybe in another video. Same time as all this is happening, cigarette companies are very slowly raising the amount of nicotine in a cigarette, making them more addictive. They use this thing called ammonia freebasing. Basically, if you put ammonia in a cigarette, I might be so fucking wrong about everything I'm about to say. I don't know how cigarettes are made. I think you take ammonia, you put it in the cigarette, that allows the nicotine to come off the tobacco leaf much easier, giving you a lot more nicotine. It freebases the nicotine. The whole idea is to make cigarettes more and more addictive and more addictive and more addictive so people just stay on them, right? That's a thing that the tobacco industry has done for years. You know, another thing these companies do is they really focus on that draw. I don't know how many of you guys smoke cigarettes, but that draw of a cigarette is so addictive. The feeling of that, the oral fixation, is just as addictive as the nicotine itself. Vape companies do that like crazy now. They make the tips chewy. I don't know if you guys have had a vape recently, but the tips are like chewy on some of them. That gives you the oral fixation. I want to buy that brand. I think it's Geek Bar that does that. I want to buy that brand because it has that oral fixation of the chewiness on it. I'm like a baby. I need to chew. I need to teeth or whatever. Fuck. Let's race. Let's fucking focus on a race for a second here. I'm not going to do that track. I want to do a track I know Maple Valley pretty well. I know Nürnberg. Not good enough, though, because I don't know the car that well. Oh, I know Daytona, the sports car circuit. I call it the road course, typically. I know the Rolex 24 course really fucking well. So we had the 1950s. Everyone's smoking. 45% of the population is smoking. Then everything comes to a head. The 1964 Surgeon General's report definitely linking cigarettes to cancer. Like 100%, these things do give you cancer. This just turns the whole industry on its head. You have to be so focused to race a car, man. You have to be like so focused here. This is not going to work. There's no way this works. Did you guys see that turn? Jesus Christ. Even just talking about how focused you have to be breaks my focus, and I do some shit like that. Did I get a penalty? Fuck! Yeah, cigarettes are totally linked to cancer. Now the government's after these companies, even though, you know, they still have a lot of power in our government. They're in Chuck Schumer's ear all the time about Zen. I can't do this, guys. I'm a much better driver than this. I'm like fucking Ryan Gosling in that hit movie Drive. Yeah, the regulations just get crazy. 1971, they ban all the ads on TV. As I'm sure a lot of you were there for that, if you're older and you're watching this. I mean, not old, you're just, you know, getting up there a little bit. Gotta focus on this turn, I'm sorry. This turn. You don't have to brake that fucking hard. You can take that way faster. Dude, fuck. They banned the ads on TV, even though, dude, here's the thing that cigarette companies have been doing ever since that to market. They keep that image in your brain. Cigarette companies are everywhere. You just look around, you'll see a logo for a Marlboro cigarette or something like that, right? Everywhere. They keep the idea in your head that, hey, I could do this. I could go smoke a cigarette. If you're like quitting or something, they want you back. You'll see that logo. Go to a gas station. Holy shit. They put them right in front of you. It makes it so easy for you to buy. You go in the gas station just to pay with cash for gas or something, they're right there, man. And you're trying to quit, they're right there. And there's fucking, ads for them everywhere. The advertising is just as crazy as it once was. But we're going to restart the race real fast. The main marketing tactic that cigarettes have, and it has always worked, is that cigarettes look cool. Kids are still going to smoke cigarettes because they look cool. That's the idea. Here we go. We're just racing now. The cigarette stuff is pretty much over. Hey, stop pushing me. I'm being very aggressive. How many laps? I was paying attention to the fucking tachometer. Trying to keep my revs up. We're going to do a real race at some point. This is just a test video to see if this works, guys. Okay? I had fun with this. I had fun. Don't smoke cigarettes. That shit is bad for you. And there's much better ways to get nicotine. If life sucks, you need it. Sometimes it's very nice. Okay? I've had one of these in my mouth the whole time we've been filming this. This video is ridiculous. I don't even know if this is going to go out. I'll probably sit on it for a few days and I'll think about it and we'll see. Okay? If I do make more of these, they will get better. Again, this was a test video. I hope you guys have a good one. Okay?